Yo, 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 what is going on, my beautiful brothers and sisters, fellow radiators of love? My name is Jamal Pope, aka J Phoenix, and this is going to be your astrology forecast for Monday, October 23rd of 2023. Thanks so much for joining me. Hopefully, you guys had a wonderful weekend. I had a good weekend. Yeah, I did a stream last night of the Philadelphia Eagles and Miami Dolphins game. Go Birds! We ended up picking up the win, so that was great. And yeah, Oh, I had also a nice singing bowl session at the healing environment, so that was really good too. So yeah, I had a good weekend. Hopefully, you guys had a good weekend as well. We are moving into this Monday, and we do have the biggest thing, of course, today is that the sun ingresses into Scorpio. So we are going to enter into Scorpio season. So yeah, let's go ahead and take a look at that. So we're gonna have the sun here. Starts the day off at 29:51. So yesterday was at that last full day of Libra season, and it's interesting too. I think a lot of people were kind of feeling you know maybe a little bit low energy, a little bit tired. It's a beautiful day here in Georgia, at least where I was in Georgia. So, but it did kind of carry that energy with it, right? Now today, of course, moving into that first day of Scorpio season, we are going to see that sun's going to ingress here into Scorpio by 12:54 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. At this point, the moon will be at 20 degrees of Aquarius, entering into that last decan, and it is going to begin to make its square over to Uranus. As far as exact aspects, that's like the main thing today. Is just the moon squaring over to Uranus. It will trine the south node and sextile the north node and Eris today as well. That's going to be a little bit later in the day. But really, the main thing today is the fact that the sun moves out of Libra and goes into Scorpio. So now we're going to start to get this buildup of the Scorpio energy with Mercury there now, Mars is there now. We're getting a buildup of water energy, but it's going to be fixed water and mutable water. There's no cardinal water. There's no Cancer. So until the moon gets there, there's nothing there. So we're about to see things shift. You know what I'm saying? So we had a lot of this air energy with Libra. We have, of course, a lot of the energy here in Aries, the fiery energy. Things are starting to shift now. We're about to shift into this watery, fixed, icy kind of Scorpio energy, right? And that's the thing about it. Mercury's here now, so Mercury's a detective wanting to get to the bottom of things. Mars is here now, so it's trying to give us like this nice little energetic boost, if you will. Mars does like to be in Scorpio. That's its traditional home, right? And now the sun is here. Sun, of course, doesn't mind to be in Scorpio. Much rather be in Scorpio over Libra. So the sun's definitely going to be feeling a lot better. What's interesting too about this is that the sun, when it enters in, Mercury is on the degree that the eclipses happened last year. So, you know, it's interesting. So that energy could come back up today in a weird way. You know what I'm saying? Like maybe you're reminded of maybe a situation from back then. But of course, like I said, you do have this moon here in Aquarius, which is trying to detach from things. I think after that weekend that we had, it didn't really seem like you could tell that the weekend is where the news goes to die, but it doesn't mean that news stops on the weekend. So what's probably going to happen today is that we're probably going to be, now that the sun is here in Scorpio, bringing some vitality to this area and bringing some light to this area. We're probably going to see something come out today. And, it's going to be interesting too because Mercury is already here, Mars is already here. And with the moon in Aquarius too, especially in the last decan of Aquarius, it really has to deal with the population at large. Generally, the first 10 degrees of a sign is like the personal. Second 10 degrees is more of like your immediate, like friends and your family. And then that last 10 degrees of a sign is going to be, that's going to be society at large. You know what I'm saying? Now, granted, some signs deal with society at large more so than others too. You have like the personal signs, like Aries is a pretty personal sign, Taurus, Gemini, right? But then you have like these last few signs, which definitely deals with society more at large, just in general: Capricorn, Aquarius, Pisces, right? So the moon moving into this third decan as the sun shifts here, there definitely could be something that comes up today, something that you can maybe reveal to, something that may actually end up being shocking as well, especially considering the fact that we are going to see that moon make the square over to Uranus at 21 degrees. And you got to remember, Uranus, this is the spot where Uranus was at World War II. So this squaring energy is going to provide a bit of a tension, a bit of a complication where, especially at the degree that it's at, 2 plus 1 is 3. That is Jupiter energy. And it's going to be like, well, what is it? Do we actually believe what is actually being presented to us? Do we believe the narrative? Do we believe that these certain groups of people are really, I think this really comes down to like whether or not we paint certain groups of people all the same way. It's like because one individual in that group did something that you might have not liked, and you paint the entire group as that same thing, and you just wholeheartedly believe that every single person in that group is the same way. There's going to be a danger of that today with the square over with Moon and Uranus. So definitely be on the lookout for that. It's not a time to just be painting this broad brush. There's this broad stroke of they're all this way because of that one individual person. You definitely don't want to be doing that. So there's going to be a danger of that today, though, too. So, and you can see that as we move throughout the day, you're going to see that moon hit 24 degrees. It's going to be around 7:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to, it's going to make that nice little sextile over to the North Node and Eris. And then it's going to, of course, trine over to the South Node. So we get some harmonious aspects here as well. After the square, the trine, of course, being the harmonious aspect of the South Node. But we have to also remember, too, so we don't necessarily want to fall for any illusions that the South Node may be presenting. But this could be also a great opportunity to kind of heal from things from the past, South Node, right, in Libra, maybe to actually heal from things in the past when it comes to our relationships, too. And being that this is 2 plus 4, which is a Venusian degree, it's definitely going to be a moment where we can, actually get some healing and not just, go into the same repetitive loops. I definitely feel like, this is a time where we can kind of feel like we're in a bit of a loop, um, and trying to figure out how to get out of these certain loops, right? Whether it's an emotional loop, maybe it's a mental loop, right? Could be a physical or even a spiritual loop. There's this moment, like, I feel like just over the last week, definitely over the last few days, where you probably can kind of feel that there's some sort of loop that you're in right now. And you're trying to figure out how to break out of the loop. And what's interesting about this one is that I don't think it's a loop that's per se bad. It could be a loop that actually benefited us and in the past. I think it's lost its potency. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the thing about this. Sun coming into Scorpio is going to want to inject some more potency to this, especially being that it's in this first decan. It is just being disposited now by Pluto. And where's Pluto? Pluto is here in Capricorn. So there's definitely going to be this element where if we can inject this sort of potency into our life, give it a little bit more energy, give it a little bit more oomph, but at the same time, it still has to be calculated. We still have to have some discernment here. And we don't want to necessarily just go looking for all of this edge and not have any rhyme or reason to it. That's the thing about this. If we're just out there looking for energy and edge and something that's kind of spice up our life, because that's what the Sun of Scorpio is going to do. It's going to try to bring some sort of spice to our life. If we're looking for just spice for no reason, and we're just dumping a bunch of spice onto this thing, and it's going to make the food inedible. You know what I mean? So you don't want to do that to your life, right? You want to definitely be a little bit more discerning about this. Now, it is going to sextile the North Node and Eris, which is going to, like I said, open up the opportunity. So I think, like I said, sextiles, I equate to opportunities. I equate trines to they're in harmony. So the sextile to the North Node with Eris, with the moon here, there's definitely going to be an opportunity, I feel, that opens up definitely to make some pretty cool connections. You know what I'm saying? Being that this is, and Aries energy. So this is definitely about like the self, your personality. But how can you be more creative with this too? 2 + 4 is 6. Like I said, this is a Venusian degree. So this is definitely about relatability. So how can we relate to other people? How can we connect to other groups? I think there can be an opportunity that opens up here. Maybe you join like a group on Facebook. Maybe if there's something that you are interested in, you know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to get back into something. Maybe you join a group on Facebook. You know what I mean? Or maybe you go to like some sort of event tonight. You know what I mean? Maybe you go to if you're interested in poetry, maybe you go to like a poetry slam tonight. Do something like that. I think there's going to be an opportunity that opens up. Maybe you are invited to something today so you can get more involved in a group, that is going to help to spur your creativity and help to give you that little bit of spice that you're looking for, but not spice that's just going to blow up your whole life and just, take you in a weird, dark direction where you're like eating a fucking grilled cheese behind a dumpster, you know what I mean, with like gargoyles and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, this is a random as hell metaphor right there. But that's just the kind of energy that says you don't want to be going into those kind of situations. But like I said, there are opportunities definitely to connect with like-minded people and for it to be very powerful, especially because the North Node in Aries are in Aries. This could definitely be a great opportunity for light workers to kind of come together and connect and to fellowship, if you will. So they can come and actually lift their vibration so they can lift the vibration of the world at large. So definitely going to be an interesting day. I know this one's going to be a little bit on the short side because I do have to go. I got to go really soon, so I'm not late to work and stuff. But like I said, the main thing, of course, is the sun moving into Scorpio. It's going to be Scorpio season. My birthday season. My birthday is on November 17th, so we got about 24 days until that happens. About 24 days until my birthday happens. So happy birthday to all the Scorpios. And of course, happy birthday to all the Libras who happen to have, hopefully you guys had a good birthday season. I know this Libra season was probably one of the weirdest, probably toughest Libra seasons. I felt like everybody was in a mood. Everyone had a bit of a cloud over them at some point during this Libra season. So it was definitely a tough one. I think Scorpio season is definitely it's going to be a little bit lighter, but it's going to still bring some spice. You know what I'm saying? So, it's Scorpio. So it's going to be interesting. I think it'll be beneficial for those who aren't afraid of their shadow and can keep their shadow in check. But for those who let their shadow just rule their lives and just completely run away with things, the Scorpio season might be a bit tough for you. So, but at least we have a Scorpio season where the South Node is not there anymore. So definitely can bring some more potency into our life. And I think that is very much so needed to get us out of any repetitive loops. And honestly, these loops, I don't think they were necessarily even detrimental loops. I think it was just kind of made things feel a little bit mundane. We got to spice it up a little bit. So that's what we're going into. So let's go ahead and get into the cards. Like I said, I know that this one was a bit short. But honestly, even if I did have time, this video might have gotten like 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? So just because there wasn't a whole lot happening exact, but like I said, the main thing, of course, is that the sun is shifting signs, which is major. That's a major thing whenever the sun shifts signs. So let's get into the cards. Let's see what we got going on. And then there we go. Kind of get a decent shuffle on here. Let's see what we got. Yeah, we have the Five of Pentacles upright. Yeah, like I said, I think there's a moment here where maybe we're feeling like we're on the outside of things and we're wanting to spice things up. We're like, for all we know, she could have gotten an invite to the party. You know what I mean? So maybe it's not so much that, if I'm just looking at her, I mean, yeah, she has some ripped jeans on and shit like that. It looks like she has like a wing. So was she like an angel or something like that? maybe she's a fallen angel. I'm not really sure. Just kind of looking at it and stuff like that. I heard she has some stitches in like her shirt and whatever like that. This is like some Cinderella type energy. Like maybe you feel like you weren't invited to the ball or something like that. Maybe you are employed by the rich family, whatever like that, but you're not allowed to actually go to the fun functions and everything. So there's this element where we may be feeling like this, or maybe feeling like we're on the outside of things, and we're kind of want to just spice things up. Maybe we want someone to recognize us for who we are, recognize us for our talents and stuff. But like I said, you got to be able to kind of get yourself out of this. I think this is maybe something that we all have been feeling, like we're on the outside looking in, and everyone's been feeling this. Like even your heroes, people that you look up to, probably feel like this too. So it's that's the thing about this game of musical chairs in life. We all feel it at some point, you know what I mean? So let me see what else we have here. Yeah, we have the Ten of Pentacles in reverse as well. I think it's just because, we're wanting to have that good life. We're wanting to manifest it, but we're feeling like we're on the outside looking in, and we just feel like we can't have it right now. But I think it's about really looking at what we do have, what is working out in our life, and appreciating and acknowledging that. Ten of Pentacles in reverse isn't bad. It really isn't. It just means that you may not be exactly where you want to be, but that doesn't mean that you don't have some sort of wealth, some type of value right now. And I think really we can be getting in our own head that we don't have enough. And I think honestly, I really do believe that you have everything that you need right now. Even if something is not physically manifested, you have it within you already. It's not something that's outside of you. You have it within you to have the good life, to manifest that value, to manifest the money or whatever it is. You already have it within you to do that. It's just whether or not you choose to bring that out and to express it, whether or not you choose to acknowledge it. I think having an attitude of gratitude is going to be very, very important on a day like today. We do have, we have the card of justice at the bottom. So yeah, I think it's because we're probably feeling some type of injustice. We're feeling like, things aren't balanced. We wonder, does the judge, are they really blindfolded? Are they really being, objective here? Or are they being subjective? Are they picking sides? Are they favoring one thing or another? I think that's what this comes down to. I think there are people out in the world that are feeling this and they're jealous of this. And then these people aren't even appreciating what they actually have. So that's what I'm saying. Don't get caught up in trying to pick sides. Don't get caught up in different weird narratives and stuff. This is about going within yourself, realizing what you have, what you bring to the table, and realizing that there is so much value in that right now. And while it has been tough to kind of see that because we just went through a Libra season where we were trying to make deals, we were trying to negotiate, we were trying to bargain with other people, with ourselves, and I don't think any of those negotiations really worked out. I mean, ask yourself, did any of them actually really work out? No. I mean, but outside of like small, little, petty, temporary like things that may come up, those might have had solutions. But as far as like the larger things in life, did any of them really have any resolutions? Probably not. And depending upon how hard in the paint you went, you may have dug yourself a little bit deeper. This is definitely a moment here where we have to realize that we're not outside looking in. Have your own damn party. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. Have your own damn party and realize that even those that you want to go to the party, they're feeling like this. There's something amiss. Maybe they have to sell something off. Maybe they have to prepare for what's coming. You never really know what the struggles of someone else is. So we have to kind of go into this realizing that, what, we have to be that rational, objective viewpoint and not just pick sides. We have to weigh things out emotionally, mentally, and stuff like that. But we have to do some from a place of objective rationality, which can be tough with the sun moving into Scorpio, which is going to bring a lot of emotion and some edge for sure. I'll cut the deck just because, yeah, I mean, we got the King of Cups in reverse. So be on the lookout for people that kind of just blow up emotionally. People even in positions of power with the King of Cups in reverse that may try and make some crazy declarations based off an emotion today. The moon's in Aquarius. So if anything, kind of go to that energy and try to emotionally detach a little bit, because it could be something that comes up that may try to invoke some sort of response from you. And you don't want to just respond so hard to where, because the King of Cups makes a lot of the kings make decisions. King of Cups is someone who's usually very emotionally sound, but in touch with their emotions. With the reverse, this is when things get a little too heated and stuff like that, maybe because he feels like there's some sort of injustice or an imbalance in his life. And he may end up making a decision that could affect a lot of people. So you may actually see someone in a position of power that is normally pretty calm, cool, and collected, but in touch with their emotions, make a decision today that affects like a lot of people. So you don't want to get into that energy. Don't get too caught up in that. You know what I mean? Try to remain rational as much as you can, and definitely feel your emotions, be in touch with your emotions. Don't allow them to just completely run shit either. That is going to do it for your astrology forecast today. I hope that you all enjoyed it. If you did, please like, share, and subscribe. I definitely appreciate it. If you'd like to have a personal reading with me, beloved, you can follow the link in the description below to my website, jphoenix.com. And as always, y'all take care, stay blessed, have a wonderful, marvelous Monday. I'll see you guys on the next astrology forecast. Peace.